actually from our dog Buster. His hair gets on everything. He's one of the therapy
I was
dogs.
gonna say, did the cat
Hey, would you bring me a pen?
He's always in his office.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
This just real quick for my notes.
All right, everybody's agreed,
Yes.
5:30? Let's roll. So I want to welcome everybody. We're going to jump out of our chair. We're going to jump to number 5. Joe Perrin called me from Cleveland Child Advocacy Center, and he asked to come make a presentation, so he's here. Former superintendent at Grandview, longtime educator, so starting a new role.
Yeah.
And they wanted to come introduce their program to us and tell us what they're all about.
Okay. Yeah, we started, Jacob's job is brand new. We got a grant to be able to do that. So he's like an education liaison with the schools. 2 years ago, the last legislative session, they came out with Senate Bill 9. And in Senate Bill 9, they put a lot of regulations that you had to be teaching in the schools, dealing with sex trafficking and physical abuse, sexual abuse, all those kind of things. And so Mooney Burris put this curriculum together. The Senate bill also said that everything had to be research-based, and so this is all research-based. It's basically he's going to show it to you, and I'll kind of let him talk. But that's what he does. That's his job. So once you get into school, if you need any help, you need any help with parents, you've got questions with the curriculum or anything like that, that's what he does. So I'll let him explain it, and then we'll kind of talk kind of what the program would look like.
I think the video kind of explains it better than I can, so we'll watch the short video real quick, and if there's any questions at the end.
Hi, I'm Stacy Pendarvis from the Monique Burr Foundation for Children. Thousands of kids are abused, bullied, and trafficked every day around the world. But we know with education, much of this victimization can be prevented. That's why we offer MBF prevention education programs. MBF programs include our school-based programs, MBF Child Safety Matters and MBF Team Safety Matters, and our extracurricular programs, MBF After School Safety Matters and MBF Athlete Safety Matters. All of our programs are based on research and follow prevention best practices, but there are so many other benefits to using our programs. They are comprehensive and cover multiple topics, so you won't need to use a variety of single topic programs. The lessons are fun, engaging, and presented in an age and developmentally appropriate way. They're practical and easy for schools and organizations to use, and they're supported by parents and top experts in the prevention and education fields. They also meet state statutes and other mandates for prevention education, such as Aaron's Law and Jenna's Law, and bullying and trafficking prevention requirements. And best of all, they work. We've done multiple program evaluations to show the programs are effective, and even better, we hear from facilitators often about how the programs are impacting kids. The programs are comprehensive and easy to deliver. They cover bullying, cyberbullying, all types of child abuse and digital dangers. And in the upper grades, they also cover relationship abuse, sexual assault, exploitation, and human trafficking. Curriculum materials are provided in multiple formats to accommodate different needs, and reinforcement materials are available for students, parents, staff, and other adults. All MBF programs are based on 2 foundational elements, and they are the same for children and teens of all ages. The first is the 5 safety rules that help kids prevent and respond to all types of abuse and victimization. And the second is teaching youth to identify and talk to safe adults.
My name is Felipe, F-E-L-I-P-E. I like to learn new things and learn safe things so I can be safe when I grow up, and safe when I don't have my mom and dad.
The very first time that I heard about it was through Felipe. So he came home and he gave me like a bookmark that he was showing me like the safety rules. I was like, Felipe, how did you learn about this? He's like, no, it was a presentation that we had it at school about the safety rules. And he went through and told all the rules. And I was like, you really learned that?
So who uses MBF programs? Our school-based programs are implemented by schools and other organizations like child advocacy centers who partner with their local community schools. Our extracurricular programs are implemented by after-school programs, camps, youth athlete programs, and other youth-serving organizations. To truly protect children, we must educate both children and adults. Therefore, in addition to our youth-focused programs, we provide resources and trainings for adults on multiple topics related to child victimization. Combined, MBF programs and resources can impact an entire community. MBF has worked diligently to be able to provide our programs to communities at an affordable cost, as we never want lack of funds to prohibit any child from receiving prevention education. We have been committed to protecting children for decades, and we continue every day working collaboratively with our partners to reach even more children. We've reached millions of children with our programs to date, but we have a long way to go to ensure every child is educated and empowered with the knowledge and skills that will help protect them. We hope you'll partner with us because every child deserves to be safe.
And it's all free. We've got a grant
Yeah.
to pay for all of that too, so we can do pretty much all of Johnson County schools for free.
Like Joe said, it's all free. The center, they purchased the curriculum and employ me to go to school districts and teach this lesson. The two lessons that we offer are the Child Safety Matters, which is K through 5, and then Teen Safety Matters is 6 through 12. And the best practices for this program are classroom-based, so like a technology class. I've been in 6th and 7th grade history classes where they're non-tested subjects, just smaller classroom style teachings, and just so they're more intimate and the kids feel more, they feel safer to be able to share, ask questions. And if you look in your notebooks, there's guided lessons, there's lesson 1 notes, lesson 2 notes that go with it. So they're engaging the whole time. It's not just a free-for-all. They get to sit there and watch videos and listen to me talk about it. They have to take notes. At the bottom of it is an exit slip. And on the exit slip, there's 2 questions that we kind of look for. And this is where we would get with the school counselors or whoever y'all elected us to talk to if we went forward with it. The 2 ones that kind of we look for when doing the exit slip is list 1 question you still have or any additional comments. We've seen kids kind of make outcries there. And then also at the bottom, check if you'd like to talk to a safe adult later. Those are kind of indicators that we look for to be able to give to the counselors so they're able to hold the student and have one-on-one conversations about some type of abuse they may be having or questions that they may not really understand. And then throughout the lessons, there's the Safe Adult bookmark, and we explain to the students what a safe adult is, and then we give them that bookmark, and they have to present that bookmark to a person they identify as a safe adult. And then in lesson 2, there is a student resource card where it has like all the hotline numbers, suicide hotline, the LGBTQ hotline. There's a long list of them. Like I said, it's engaging, it's fun, and the students we've had so far seem to like it. So, I mean, is there any questions or anything I can clear up a little bit, or?
It's basically whatever the school district wants to do. I mean, we could do it in different classes. We could do it at the beginning and the end. We could do it all together. So basically just would be what the school district would want to do. We met with the counselors. The principals were going to be there. They all came over to the CAC, and we went through all of this stuff and showed it to them. But the principals weren't able to come, so they haven't seen it. So we definitely need to make them aware of it if you guys felt like it was something that you wanted to go through with. We're signed up next year for, go ahead and tell them.
So right now, this school year, we've already been in Rio Vista, and we also work with the juvenile JJAP, the Juvenile Justice Center program. We go there once a week, and then next year we've committed with Grandview and Keene as well. So we're kind of expanding, and we're wanting to add y'all to the group of schools that we serve.
It's real transparent. You put a link on the web to where the parents can see the lessons and see what we're talking about. There's an MOU, memorandum of understanding, that we sign with the district, talking about what our roles are and what y'all's roles are, and that basically we're doing whatever the district says to do. We're not coming in trying to preach or do anything that's crazy. Just the biggest thing that I've seen by doing it, and again, we just started it, so we haven't done a whole lot of them, but it's basically for kids to stop and think. The way today is right now, it's so crazy with kids getting online and you don't know who you're really talking to. I mean, it's got a video in there where this girl's in her bedroom and this guy's talking to her in another place, and it's an older guy, and she sends him a picture, and then she sends him a naked picture, and then he blackmails her and all that kind of stuff. It's just trying to get them to think before I just click and do that. It's real preventative. Grandview's going to do it, what, third grade?
Third,
sixth
sixth, and then 9 through 12 is what we're doing in Grandview. Rio Vista, they want to do the entire school district, or every grade level from kindergarten through 12 is what they're shooting to do. Of course, JJAP is a little different. I go there and talk to all their kids every Tuesday. And then Keene, we go to their board meeting next week to figure out what they want to do.
And I know y'all are big, and I know there's only one of him, but I mean, we would just make it work to whatever you did. I think a bigger district, it would look more like, you know, maybe a grade or two in elementary and a grade in the junior high, a grade or two in the high school. It all kind of works together, but it's at different levels. The elementary is not as detailed and intense, but they're still showing them those safety terms and those things. And then when they're in high school, you're still seeing the same thing. So what we're hoping is over time, again, those kids stop and think, and hey, maybe I do need to go talk to a safe adult instead of just, and maybe I did something stupid. I don't want to keep doing it and keep getting deeper and deeper. Let me go talk to somebody because I remember what happened on this situation.
Well, and then not just identifying safe adults, knowing what to do when your safe adult happens to be the person abusing you as well. There are things we're able to talk about and kind of make clear on how to recognize, report, and prevent is what we're trying to do.
I have a question. So on SB 9 and section 2, G6, there's a requirement for opt-in.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to make sure that would be implemented where it's
Yes.
opt-in only for parents too.
Well, so Senate Bill 9 is actually opt-in, opt-out, which we have the forms to opt-in, opt-out. So 14 days prior to the first teaching, we have to get those sent out, signed, and back to the district before we're able to move forward with actually teaching.
Yeah, we wouldn't have anybody in the classroom that hadn't done it, that hasn't turned
That
in.
hadn't had an opt-in from
Yes.
the parent. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And we can meet with the parents beforehand. Like I said, he's here all the time. We can come and meet with teachers during the day, parents at night, whatever we needed to do.
And that's something that's actually kind of takes a little bit off of the educators and the counselors' back is in Senate Bill 9, if you are doing these prevention education programs, you're supposed to be able to meet with the parents Monday through Friday, normal business hours, and that's something that could be transferred to us, so we're not taking time out of our educators' day to sit with the parent and discuss what this program's about and what we talk about. So that's something that can be handed off to us and takes away from y'all to have to worry about it.
Any other questions? So what do you think going forward?
I mean, it's just something we can talk about. I mean, we've already got our curriculum approved. We got that done this year.
Okay.
So
Yes, sir.
we just kind of found some things and our boards approved that and we've opted in and we do that in 8th grade. And then we do just 8th grade, right? And that's, the human trafficking, and we do it in our 8th grade health class.
Okay.
So would that be implemented in place of what we do, or would it be on top of what we do? Do you know? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and y'all can talk about it. We just do it
Yeah.
out there, so feel free. We're not trying to do anything in a hurry and whatever
Yeah,
y'all feel like
that
you need to do.
Sounds really good.
But I would think you could do it on top of it as well. I mean, the more prevention, the better. And the younger you can expose the kids to prevention education, the better off for the students and the communities.
So we would just, the campus would schedule time with you to come in, like if we just wanted to do it 8th grade,
Yes.
sir.
like we're doing now, we just schedule time with you to come in on Tuesdays or whatever.
Yes,
So
sir.
you come in and,
It's 2 lessons for each class.
okay.
Each
So
lesson
depending on-
runs about an hour apiece. So if you have a normal 45-minute class period, it would take about 4 Tuesdays to do the entire lesson if you did it that way. Like I said, we're here to fit y'all's needs and the time frames that y'all need too. So
Okay, yeah. No, that's
Okay.
my questions.
All right. Well, thank y'all. We appreciate it.
Yeah. thanks
Good
for
luck
coming.
on the end of the year. I kind of missed the educational calendar. There's no doubt about that.
thank you guys for coming. I'll let them
Thank
go
you all.
first. So they can get on out of here. Emma, you're here?
I represent Emma.
Yeah, that's right, sorry. I do that every time.
That's okay.
Got us some information.
Well, more
You
some
want it
little
back?
tidbit.
No.
You all should be
Yeah,
receiving a
can you
box
tell me? That's
from
fine.
my office, that is packed full of 988 promotional material. The 988 material, is rated to go up in middle school and high school classrooms, or hallways, and then counselors' offices, but it's really up to you all to decide what you wanna do with it. There's stress balls in there, there's safety plans in there, there's pins and posters. We are working on a kiddo-friendly, so your elementary school kiddos can view this poster. It talks about talking to a trusted adult. Does not talk about 988, it doesn't give them that information. It just says, if you're feeling sad, talk to somebody. If you're experiencing bullying, talk to somebody. Just talk to a trusted adult. That's the only thing that flyer says, but it is currently in development. It's not out yet. But we're hoping to have that rolled out for the next school year. Another thing that we are working on is having QPR training for parents. So being able to just give that to the parents that want it. Maybe a back to school night where we can just kind of offer it and say, this is what you would do should you encounter a situation with your child. Just so that way they have that idea of what to do. Another thing we're working on is we have a curriculum from Duke University. It's a resiliency curriculum that we're working on putting together for kids. So we're talking K through 12, a resiliency curriculum that they could hear and interact with. Would probably take us about an hour to implement. But that is in the works for us, it's not set in stone yet. I think that's it.
You said we're getting a box?
Yes, you're
Okay.
getting a box. It has my contact information in it. It has a frequently asked questions about 988, so if you have questions about it, there is that frequently asked questions page in there. We're learning that 988 now is turning into a resource bank as well. So if you have questions, or if a parent has questions, they can pick up the phone and say, hey, my child's struggling with this, is there a local resource? That's phenomenal. That's helpful in a situation when you just don't know where to turn. It's not necessarily like 911 intervention, but it is a crisis line. If you need it to be a crisis line, it is a resource if you need it to be a resource. It's really kind of evolving into this universal tool, which is phenomenal for behavioral health. And that's me. I'm sorry I didn't bring any flyers,
No,
but
you're welcome every time.
thank you.
Thanks for coming. Any questions?
It's pretty thorough.
Woohoo! I'm gonna call that a win.
So kind of going back to this, if we did this, I mean, where would we do it besides 8th grade? Would it be just in the 8th grade classes? For that last part of the health class? That's where we do the human trafficking and that? Is that where we would do it?
I mean, I don't know how many other, I don't know how to split it up, but
What do you think? How do
it
you
wouldn't hurt
implement
to
that
have
at
it
the
in more
elementary?
than once, you know,
Yeah.
just have it in 8th grade.
Well, it looks like the way they're explaining it, and I have seen this before, it looks like it's a different program at the elementary, so it's not gonna be, I think it's a little bit simpler where they're doing this, the 5 safety rules and things like that. It's not quite as intricate as it is when they get a little bit older.
Yeah,
So
it's
would he
more about
come into
safety.
the elementaries? Did you
Yeah.
understand it that way?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it is.
So he would come in and do an elementary grade?
yeah, he could,
Okay.
yeah.
So you could have them like 3rd, 5th, you know, like, well, I don't know,
Staggered.
yeah, have it kind of spread
Yeah.
out.
That's a lot of scheduling.
That is a lot of scheduling, yeah.
That's I hate to say that, that's one of my fears, like, that's a lot of scheduling. And then,
I do have a concern on the bookmark that he touched on the LGBTQ support. I've actually reviewed this Trevor project. My concern with it is that it allows students to interact with peers age 13 to 25. That's a huge concern if a 13-year-old is talking to a 25-year-old regarding sexual things, and it is in a chat that has the ability for the student to quickly hit 2 escape buttons and it erases all the history. So a parent has no knowledge of what this student was talking with potentially an adult about of sexual nature. So I do not support the Trevor Project, and I would highly recommend everyone go look into that. And I wonder if there's another resource that could be implemented here in place of that. So, just for my own research, that's a concern I have with that.
I think that's what we gotta do is look at it, like this year, like the summer, take time to look and go, yes, no, and if we wanna do this, then we, like you said, they're gonna do what we want, we can say, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that.
Yeah.
But if we're happy with what we have, then we keep going, so, well, that's why we discuss it. Okay,
The love is respect is also one of those, kinda got some iffy stuff. That's the relationship, dating, abuse, and violence one. It's got some iffy stuff too, so.
Which one?
She's talking about that pink,
I didn't get
this
these.
right here.
Mine's yellow.
Inside, yeah.
Yeah, it's this one.
Oh, mine went.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, so it's got resources on it.
Oh, sorry, the pink bookmark in here.
Yeah, help and hotlines it says,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, I haven't dug a whole lot into the love is respect, but I have heard things about it, so
Yeah,
Okay.
I would definitely think.
so,
we should
yeah, I
look
get what
into-
she's saying, like,
And
you
we do
know,
have the teen dating thing with the just say yes, the freedom to succeed, whatever that is for the 7th and 9th grade stuff.
yeah. You know, there's no, I get what Kayla's saying, there's no control for a parent as to when their kid is going to this website. So if we're putting it on something that's coming from the district, you know, does that mean that we're supporting that kind of
And
initiative
handing it to
And
the,
so-
handing the information to the
to
kids. That makes
kids,
sense.
right, yeah,
Okay, well, like you said, we don't have to make a decision tonight, but
right.
that's why I had him come, and what we're doing seems to be fine. I mean, we've gotten some, have you gotten any bad feedback from anybody? I haven't heard a word, so, okay, good deal. Y'all good there? Everybody good? So I'm kinda hopping around. Y'all had asked me to look into the summer feeding program, so I called, Dana Smith.
No.
Yeah, I did, didn't I call her?
Lacey.
I called Daisy,
Lacey and Dana,
I called Dana
both
first,
of them, there we go.
then Lacey, I think.
There we go, that's what you did.
So I called Dana first, and she said, yeah, we've got drivers ready to go. So then I brought it to the cabinet meeting, which is kind of our administrative meeting, and what they're telling me is that the kids that we're wanting to target that might not necessarily need academic support, they're being invited in other ways. So from what the other administrators are telling me, that the summer program is so broad and they've invited so many kids that we're gonna target the kids that we wanted to target, that just need a hot meal or two.
And
so-
everybody will be pretty much
Yes.
able to access the program,
Yeah.
right?
And so they told me, hey, we don't need to do something separate than what we're already doing. So what I was told was the kids that we were wanting to go after, the kids that don't necessarily need academic support, but that need to eat over the summer, are being invited in other ways through, I think, GT camp, STEM camp, buddy camp. I mean, they've got all these camps, and they're doing that through the FACE stuff tomorrow night, right? Thursday?
Yes.
Yeah, so Thursday. So it sounds like everybody's that we wanted to go after is already being invited. So I kind of dropped it at that. Is everybody good with that? Okay.
But will they have I think one of the concerns was, would there be transportation then?
Sweet.
That's gonna be,
When I was told that
Okay.
every kid that's invited that says yes, they're gonna go pick them up.
okay,
So, and it wasn't just based on academic need. I think it was kind of this kid needs to be here this summer. He needs to eat. So it was kind of that attitude of, let's get you here for some reason.
for something.
But there was lots of avenues to do that, if that makes sense. So to start something separate, I think we would be, I'd say beating a dead horse, but you know what I mean? We would be doubling the work.
Double.
Is everybody good there? Cause I was like, no, this is what we want, but they assured me that, hun, don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, I want kids to eat. So, okay, good deal. Fitnessgram testing update, they are finished. We got done on the 12th. Everything was due on the 12th. I will look at it this week, clean it up. I will submit it to TEA, and then TEA then will get back with me and say if they like it or not. So the PE coaches at each campus did a great job. Got everything done, looks good. I've just gotta clean up the data a little bit, take out no student names or IDs are in there. It's just, gosh, do you remember gender, weight, height?
I didn't
just a
even
bunch
see
of
it.
numbers.
Yeah,
And so it's just that, so there's no student names, and so I have to take all that out. because the coaches leave that in there, but I'll take all that out. So, any question over fitness gram testing? Apparently went well. I heard them in here getting after it one day. So. Okay, I wanna go to number 4, and I was gonna hook it up here, but the coordinated school health programs, we do not have to do a coordinated school health program. We can recommend one, the district can purchase that, and it's basically a program that you use what they're teaching in phys ed, they're also teaching in the classroom, so it's kind of a coordinated health program. There's even, I looked at parts of this where there's even a lunch and a nutrition sections, but you know, it's got some stuff in there that I looked and I was going, I don't know if that belongs in there. So I gave all the links out. These are from TEA. So if you want to go take a look at those.
I did.
Yes.
And if I could have a minute, I had some
Yes,
concerns.
no, go right ahead.
So I did go to all the links and poked around the website.
I poked a little around today.
I did notice that all of them align with the CDC whole school, whole community, whole child, and they do have some equity messaging as well. But I just wanted to share my concerns with the whole school, whole child model. It is an umbrella. It can hide multiple things such as social justice, equity, inclusion, gender affirming care, mental health, and social emotional learning. It can also bring social workers into the school to diagnose and treat, sometimes without parent awareness. And it's a movement to see children as members of a community rather than belonging to parents. So we just need to understand the big picture and the end game of the federal government for our schools. And as Godley Independent School District, just make sure that what we're bringing in is aligned with community values. The whole school, whole child community is more than just a physical education, reading, or math curriculum, but it can bring in mental health and social emotional learning into every subject, all day, every day. So if one of these curriculums is something that we do end up choosing, understanding the end goal can help us mitigate that and remove those aspects, and to prevent those things from infiltrating in that we don't want. And so my other concern was what happens when the counselors or mental health experts want something for our children that's against the parents' wishes. There's just a lot of layers there. And as the SHAC, I just want to make sure that we're putting in protectorates in place so that we can safeguard these things from coming in.
That's a good point.
So that's just some of my concerns. And I did notice that all 4 of those align with that whole school.
I poked around a little in there, and I'll be real honest, I put it on here so I could check a box to say we talked about it. Because, I mean, I'm just being honest, because if we're, you know, if they ever look at, did y'all talk about it? Yeah, we talked about it and we reviewed them. So I got a little check mark and I'm being recorded, so, you know, do we have to do it? No, but that's why I throw it out there, and I think we found them off, wasn't it on TEA's?
TEA's
TEA's website, so, but that's why we do it, we throw it out there and we go, here it is. But the way Rhonda and I understand it, we don't have to do anything, the people can just keep doing what they're doing, but we at least can say, and we reviewed the possibilities, if that makes sense. Any questions about that?
Okay, so that means we're not actually going to be implementing it just yet, we just reviewed it.
Yeah, just reviewed it, and that's why I gave you all the links, so when you get time, like Kayla did, look through it and see if you like one, you don't like one, what your concerns are. If you do like one, what could we take out? If we wanted to go that far, we could do that, or we could just keep going as we are.
Okay, good.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I don't know about y'all, but I've heard zilch about, I mean, like negative, bad about what we do in our physical education classes and health classes and how it all kind of ties together. I've heard nothing. Nobody's complained to me since.
About what we've got going on right now, well, I thought it's been doing good.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, but I'm at least gonna check the box that we looked at it, so. But I'll leave all there and then we can rediscuss that in the next few months, but I wanted to put that there, so. Any other questions about that? Okay, so I did wanna take a look, Rhonda's brought up some good points about, I think our wellness plan is well written. I just wanna kind of review the goals to see if they're actually something we can do. If not, then let's either change them or, kind of look at them, and I wish I would, let me just, I guess I can hook it up
You
there.
could hook up, yeah.
I'll just do that, that's a good idea.
Take a second.
That'll take me less time on it.
We were just reviewing them because, you know, when you first established your shack, you needed to create some goals and objectives. And once we kind of looked at them, I was like, we haven't really done any of this, so maybe it's a good time to review and say, these were just things we put into place because we knew we had to do something, or do we really want to do these things? And then if you guys don't want to do them, then maybe create some that you really do want to do.
Okay, that's good. Okay. And y'all got the link on the agenda. And it should be, and it's on our shack side, isn't it? You know, on the shack, didn't Jeff put that on there?
Yes, I think it is on the website, the goals and objectives. I don't know, he may have just put a basic, I can't remember now.
Okay, so each area has its own goals. So our goals for nutrition promotion, and I think the wellness plan requires that you have it for each area. So in this, our goal 1 is the district's food service staff, teachers, and other district personnel shall consistently promote healthy nutrition messages in cafeteria, classrooms, and other appropriate settings. The objective is what we didn't get done this year, and that's 100% on me. We've just been really busy this year, and it just didn't get done. But we are hoping to do that next year. We'll have some additional assistance next year in our department, so we're hoping to be able to get some of that accomplished next year. Do y'all think we can pull off a health fair?
Yeah, what do you guys think about a health fair where you have like people from the mental health community come in, people from Cook's Children's maybe coming in, just a variety of different kinds of representatives. Oh, I am so sorry. I even turned that down. I'm in a meeting. Sorry. It's my son. I mean, he calls me every day. But anyway, you know, if we could do something like that where parents maybe don't have the ability to get the resources that they need, and they could come in and go to booths and talk to different people. You could even have like a fun run, because they could be running back on the track if you did it here or someplace like that. And then that way you're incorporating some physical activities, so you're addressing that in your goals and objectives too. I don't know, we were just kind of talking about that.
Very good. Leaving that
I
one
think it's a
in.
great idea.
It's a good idea. We just gotta.
I mean, it will require some work.
We just gotta bear down and do it.
Yeah, but I think it'd be kind of cool.
Okay. So goal 2 in this area, the district shall share educational information with families and the general public to promote health and students, provide a quick link to healthy websites for family education on nutrition.
See, that's what I don't think you guys did anything with.
Did we do anything with this? Okay, do we wanna keep it in there? Do we wanna remove it? Do we want to keep it in there and we'll get it done next year? Or do we wanna scrap it and do something else?
I can easily send you some links to it.
Okay.
So would you put that, do you think you'd put it on like, the shack page then?
We put on the shack page and on the Godley Nutrition, or
Yeah.
the food service.
I don't know if you guys have looked at the shack page, but it doesn't have a whole lot on it.
Mhm.
So I called Jeff the other day and said, can we at least put a blurb on there about what shack is about? So he did do that. But I feel like, you know, when I look at other school districts, it looks like they're pretty beefy, you know, they've got a lot of information. So we certainly could add to our website.
So we'll leave that one, that's good. All right, let's see here. Objective 2, healthy food will be offered to our community via a local food bank at our school locations. And I keep seeing, I think Kayla told me about it at the Baptist church? And I keep seeing the sign every time I pass by there. How would we get them here? What would we do?
That's a really good question, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Is that the one that's over by the park,
Yeah.
Kayla?
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of like behind
Right,
the
yeah,
church.
that little white
the
building.
Red.
Yeah, that's it, red wagon or something?
Wagon pantry
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that.
So I wonder if, I mean, would they be willing to come over here and say, hey, will you,
Possibly.
you know what I mean? Okay. You want to keep,
give them a call.
Even if they could give you like dry food, like that wasn't perishable, that you could store here, and it would just become like a collaboration between the two of y'all.
No.
Might be an idea of how to achieve that.
Okay.
Could you invite them over during that, if we had a health food?
Yeah, that's,
There
yeah,
you go.
And they're just
Look at you.
taking care of two things at once.
yeah. And letting people know that they're there,
Yeah.
cause
Yeah,
it is hard to
advertisement for
see
them.
back
It
there.
is hard to see,
Yeah.
and it's not great signage.
Yeah.
I think a church from Bono does the backpack program.
Yeah, and they do the backpack program through that as well, because our co-op, has put backpacks together, so.
Okay, good deal. All right, we'll leave it in. Okay, the district shall deliver nutrition education that fosters the adoption and maintenance of healthy eating behaviors. All right, we talked about that. Did I repeat that? Oh, yeah, that's right. You can repeat some of those goals to meet some of those other areas. So, yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's why I was telling you some of it was redundant.
Yeah,
That
but-
must be why.
Yeah, we can do that. But if we're gonna do it in one area, then we'll get double credit. Let's see.
You are being recorded.
I know. What else is new? All right. The district shall provide professional development so that teachers and other staff responsible for the nutrition education program are adequately prepared to effectively deliver the program. The SHAC members will research various ways to create and implement a lifetime fitness class. Yeah, that didn't work out.
Yeah, that was one that didn't happen, right?
No, and it's just not gonna. I mean, I'll be real honest, it's too difficult to get it in at the high school schedule. I was high school principal, and it is just really tough to get that kind of stuff in. So if y'all are comfortable, I'm gonna scratch that. Not that it's not a good idea, but I think Rhonda's right. We gotta look at like what is doable. Does that make sense? And it's just, that one's just not doable.
That one's too big.
I think so. Strike through, right? And that'll tell me to do it. Okay. Now let's see. The district shall provide an environment that fosters safe, enjoyable, and development appropriate fitness activities for all students, involving those who are not participating in physical education classes or competitive sports. Okay, that's that same one. So I'm gonna mark that out. I hate that. It breaks my heart to do it, but I don't want it to be on paper, and it's just not gonna happen. Okay. Have family fitness events that families can participate together. I think we can do that at our health fair.
Yeah, if you do that
Yeah,
with
fun
fun
run.
run, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Everybody good? Okay, we'll leave that. The district shall allow sufficient time for students to eat meals in the cafeteria facilities that are clean, safe, and comfortable. Students will have at least 10 minutes for breakfast and 20 minutes for lunch. Are we doing that?
Yeah.
We're good? Okay. Find various ways to provide students enough time for breakfast. I know I've been in campuses where those kids are coming in at the last minute. They're giving them snacks on the way to class. I mean, we're not letting any kids go hungry. All right, so we'll move that and we'll leave that one. The district shall promote wellness for students, their families at suitable district campus activities. We can do this one at our health fair. Everybody good leaving it in? Good deal. Let's see here. The SHAC members research. Oh, we're gonna mark that one out. Y'all didn't want to do that one. I'm kidding. Okay, then we had the nutrition guidelines on there. We'll leave that. Food and beverages sold. The only thing we did not do, Lacey, do you have that yet for 23-24, the exceptions for the fundraisers?
Not yet.
Okay, did you have it for 22-23? Okay, will you send that to me and I'll put 22s, 23s in here. And then when you get 23-24, we can send it.
Okay.
So the exception for the fundraisers is, that means that different groups, if we have fundraisers, can sell the unhealthy food for fundraising, right? Am I meaning it? And so they have an exception and but they still can't compete with y'all. They just have to.
Just after they're done with breakfast or lunch, they can sell
it on that day only.
on that day.
Okay, got it. So that's like band candy or anything like that. Everybody good there? Okay. Got all that. Alright, everything else is legal mumbo jumbo, but it's on there if you want to read that or anything. So any questions about any of those? You know, it seems very kind of small, but that's a lot of work. So, but we're gonna do a better job of that next year, so, like I said, we'll have some help going forward, and so I'm hoping we can do some different things next year and accomplish that health fair especially. The FACE committee is showing us up right now, so we gotta step up our
That's
game.
the Family and Community Engagement Committee, in case you didn't know it. I know Leslie had a look like
Yeah,
me.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I talk in acronyms all day, so we do that. Okay.
In your face.
Yeah,
But you mean like Facebook?
Yes, no,
No, I'm
the
just kidding.
FACE, and they're, when is that, Thursday night?
Thursday, they're having Summer Palooza.
Summer Palooza.
Right, here. So they'll have some booths for school organizations or sign up for summer sports activities. They'll have some tables for that, bounce houses, things like that. Just things to try to bring the community in so we can have a little more involvement that way.
And that ties into that number 3, and that's why we had talked about.
And then the model for that can be kind of what goes forward for your health fair then, you know, the setup for it and everything.
Yeah, that's
If it-
true.
If it goes well,
Ours will be better though.
of course.
Okay, thanks everybody for coming. If y'all will just look over that stuff, just give me feedback if you come across something. Send me an email if you have something on that, and then I'll get the wellness plan cleaned up, and we'll present that again next year. And I think I have to give a report to the board. I think it's this summer of what we've done this year, so I'll just
Yes.
kind of write a summary, and I can email it to everybody and say, here's what we've looked at and done, and I'll just go from there. And I gotta give I think it's a public report to the board. I think it's this summer, right?
I think you do have to do one after you finish your
After we do
year,
our 4.
basically, yeah.
So, yeah, so I'll do that this summer and I'll get that written, so. Any questions about anything we talked about? And you'll give me the minutes. Will you type them up and send them to me, or will you give me?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna type them up like
Okay.
I did last time,
Awesome.
that way it looks all nice and neat.
Works perfect.
Just chicken scratch.
Okay. Well, good deal. Well, thank y'all for coming. Have a good rest of your week and try to survive.
Right.
Let me turn this off real fast. It's draining my battery.